Hey everybody, I thought I'd do a quick rundown here of PARSEC Deluxe. This is, I believe, the second edition of PARSEC. It's a game by Victory Point Games, who is previously been known to be doing, games with paper components and plastic bags. But slowly but surely they're becoming known to do, boxed games with cardboard components and all kinds of good stuff. This is a space exploration game. Let me just get a zoom of the board here. So it's a tile laying game, but you also have action points that you're going to use to spend to move your ships around the board. So each player is going to get a rocket ship in their color, and then on your turn you're going to be drawing and placing tiles here. There's a variety of terrain, different things you can interact with there. Each player, if we look over here, is going to start with one of these little sheets here. They're going to put these little robot tokens on their sheet, and then these little counters here are going to keep track of their credits. Now there's 9 of these sheets here, and you can deal these out randomly. Basically they're the same for everybody except for what's on top here. You're going to get one kind of in-game bonus and then one sort of game-end scoring bonus there. Players are also going to get 3 cards dealt out of this Nanotech deck. And so these are going to be different abilities that you can have in the game, and they're going to basically be able to enhance all the different things you can do on your turn. Now you're going to be able to choose one of these to be active at the beginning of the game, and then you're going to take the other 2 and then mark it as the 6 here and the 4 here. So these are almost active. So this one we just got to do a little bit more research to get it fully active, and this one we've got to do a little bit more research. And then as you complete these, you're going to be able to draw new ones and complete them. You can never complete more than one at a time, but I'll go over these in a little bit more detail in a minute. So I went ahead and set up a board that's about maybe a third of the way through the game here. Basically what's happened here is I just triggered the first scoring, and you can tell that because I've completed 3 planets. You can see I've got 2 brown planets and a blue planet. I've got a gold planet here and a green planet here that are starting to form, and I've also got a nice big nebula out here, a couple little miniature nebulas out here, and then one that's kind of in progress here. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw a tile and you're going to place it. There's some placement rules, basically like this nebula here. I can't have it like running into empty space. It's got to kind of make sense, sort of like a like Carcassonne or something. The planets, you have to leave room for them to be able to form. So each of them is going to make up 3 areas like this. So I can't put any spaces here that would block that planet from forming. Here you can see a moon, or this one actually has 2 moons on it, and this will actually enhance the planet for scoring. Now if I drew and placed another moon, I could not place it here actually because it would actually be belonging to the blue planet and this yellow planet, this gold planet, when it formed. So you can never have a moon shared by a planet. It's only going to exist in one planet's orbit. So there's some other rules, some other different types of things. You've got black holes, you've got warps that'll let you, when you move into them, you can warp to any other spot on the map. Some other different things. You've got asteroids here that'll score you credits. What you're going to basically do is you draw a tile, you place it, and then you've got 5 action points. For the most part, when you move one of your ships, it's going to cost 1 action point. If you move into an asteroid or a nebula here, it's going to cost you 2 action points. You can't move into black holes, and black holes are going to increase the amount of action points of any adjacent spaces. This one actually cost me 3 to move in, 2 for the asteroids plus 1 because it's adjacent to a black hole. In addition to the normal free of 5 action points, you can spend up to 5 credits for 1 action point apiece. So you could have a total of 10 action points, 5 free, and then 5 if you have enough credits. Now in the back of the rule book, it's got a nice little summary here, all the different movements for the different tiles, as well as some other things that you can spend your action points for. So the main thing you're going to be doing is you're going to be picking up and mostly dropping off the robots that are in your ship. You can also do some research. So if you spend 3 action points, you can move 1 tick up on a research card. So when you do that, you just spend the 3 action points and then move up. And then you got your robots down here. So for 1 action point, you can drop a robot wherever your ship is. So if I was here on this asteroid field, I could spend an asteroid or an action point, drop that there. I could drop robots on one of these tiles of that belongs to that planet. I could drop it on the nebula here. And then what's going to happen is we're going to score. So we're going to score a few times in the game. The first time we're going to score is when we have 3 planets fully built. Then we're going to check majority on the planets and then see who's in nebulas and who is in the asteroid belt. Now you can see the victory points the planets are going to give you here. So the blue ones are worth 5. This gold one is going to be worth 7. That's going to be quite valuable. And then the green ones are 3 and brown is 2. So whoever has the most on a planet is going to get that many victory points. Now you can't have you can have as many robots as you want on one tile, and nobody else can have any robots of a different color on that tile, but they can put robots on these other tiles. So you can count whoever has the most robots gets the victory points. Now if there's a tie, everybody else is just going to get a credit. And if you lose as a sort of a consolation, you're going to get a credit. Now you can only have one robot on a asteroid field, or only one type of robot. There's no reason to have more than one. And you can you get 3 credits per asteroid field that you're on. Now the nebulas work a little bit differently. The nebulas have to be fully formed. So example, this one here won't count for anything even if you put your robots on there. But this one, there's no majority. So just if you have a robot anywhere in this nebula, you're going to get a research point for every 2 spaces in the nebula. So basically 2, 4, 6, 8. So you're going to get 4 research points if you've got a robot in that nebula. Now moons are going to add to a planet's victory points. So this one's going to be worth 5, 6, 7 points because of the 2 moons there. So that's pretty much the game. You're going to draw a tile and then spend your action points. We're going to score at 3, 5, 7, and then the 9th planet is going to form. That'll be the final scoring. And then instead of some of these providing credits, they're going to provide victory points instead. You're going to be able to spend research points here, and any completed technology cards here are going to give you 3 points apiece. All the other ones are going to give you 1 point apiece if your technology level is 6 or higher on there. And I should say there's a victory point track over here, and then you're just going to move this up and mark it as you move along. Now there are going to be other what we call science scoring rounds, and that's when somebody draws and places a supernova. So when you draw and place one of these, you're basically going to score everything except the planet. So that's a way to kind of generate credits, for further use for spending on, more action points. Finally, I just wanted to give you a quick little, summary of some of these Nanotech cards just to give you an idea. So like this one here is you win ties when controlling a planet. So if you tied, you automatically win. This one here is instead of 5 action points per round, you get 6. This one here is you can transport 2 robots per action point instead of 1, so you can beam down 2. And this one is, so this is a bomb here. This is kind of a one use. You're going to build this up, but then for 1 action point you can spend this and kill all the robots on a planet, so you can wipe them out. So it's going to take you a while to build that up, but it's very, very effective. And then here's one I like here. 1 robot per turn can move just like a ship, so you can move a robot for 1 action point. Which is handy because if you get your ship way over here and you see kind of the situation changing over there, you can kind of move a guy and get him over there. So that's pretty much the game. It's a very, very fun game, very light game, but it's got a lot of nice theme in it. It makes it a nice sort of family game. The rules I just wanted to show you here, sort of a traditional war game style with the point and the dot and the sub points. It's very clearly written. I don't think anybody that is going to play this with their family or maybe a traditional Euro group would have any trouble with it. It's actually very easy to reference, and the game is not very complicated, as you can see. Now there is some optional rules for monsters that you can control, and that you can kind of bomb the monsters and sort of mess with other players to make it a little bit more wargamey, more interactive. So I haven't played with those, so I don't know how it goes, but it is there. So this is PARSEC Deluxe, and a very enjoyable game, and it's sort of a little bit of a surprise from Victory Point games. I don't usually do Euro games or this is Euro, but it's got a family bend to it. So nice components, nice artwork, nice layout, everything's very clear. So PARSEC Deluxe. Thanks.